Hello VC, what's going on? It's me, Will, and I'm back with a new 7-inch single update video. As usual, I have a stack full of 45s or 7-inch singles to show you that I've been picking up in the last few months. Actually, I haven't done a full 7-inch single update video in a very long time, and I think it's because usually if I find a new 7-inch that I pick up at the record store or somewhere, I end up showing it in one of my standard monthly new music update videos. But for some reason, these ones, I haven't shown them to you before. So I figured I might as well catch up on my 7-inch single updates and show them to you. So a little bit of everything in this pack, or in this stack of records. But all of them are, of course, rock and roll. So let's go ahead and get started with this one right here. This is the Hives with their single for Go Right Ahead. And I picked this one up at their merch table when I went to see them live at the end of last year. And this one came out in 2012 on No Fun Records. Again, a merch table purchase. And by the way, the Hives are still one of the best live bands to see out there, hands down. They put out an excellent show. And yeah, this is one of their singles from their album Lex Hives, which I honestly did not listen to. And when I went to their merch table, they had plenty of these ones left over from, I believe, back from 2012, which is kind of sad because I guess they didn't sell many of these singles when it came out, and they still have a lot of these ones left over. And I think it's a pretty decent song. It sounds like a Hives song, so very high energy, very anthemic kind of track, and they still play it a lot in their live shows. Again, the Hives with Go Right Ahead. Great track, glad to add it to my collection, and this one came in on standard black vinyl. Alright, up next is a single from Against Me, and this one's called True Trance. And apparently this one came out originally in 2013 on Total Treble Records. And it's kind of interesting because I guess this one came out right before their album Transgender Dysphoria Blues came out in 2014, or maybe as a promotional single for the album. And here's the back, and it came out on just standard black vinyl, the custom labels. And I guess this one could be considered more as a 2-track EP rather than a single, because it has 2 songs or 2 acoustic versions of 2 of the songs that were included in Transgender Dysphoria Blues. A great album, by the way. And the acoustic versions, I think, are excellent. It has Fuck My Life 666 and True Trance Soul Rebel, 2 of the best songs from that album, in my opinion. And the acoustic versions of both of the songs, I think they give it a little bit more of an emotional tone to the tracks, especially this being such a, or the record being such a personal album for Laura Jane Grace, of course, dealing with all her transgender dysphoria or gender dysphoria. I think it made it a little bit more touching in the way that she played it in an acoustic version of the tracks. Great record store find, again, Against Me with True Trance. Alright, up next I also found, this is another record store find from the used bin. This is a split single. I know it's kind of hard to see, but this is an embossed logo of a spider in this side. And this is Rocket from the Crypt and the Get Up Kids with a snake logo here in the embossed front. Split single from the 2 bands. I don't think it came in with any inserts. Or actually it did. I forgot about this. Small, very simple insert with the lyrics of both of the tracks. And the vinyl came in on white vinyl with really cool custom labels. Again, 1 song from Rocket from the Crypt, 1 song from the Get Up Kids, 2 great bands. But honestly, the song from Rocket from the Crypt, I think is kind of one of their weaker types of songs. Still has all the Rocket from the Crypt vibe, so it has lots of horns and great guitars, but I don't think it's one of their best songs, in my opinion. The Get Up Kids song is really, really good. It's everything that you would expect from a song from the Get Up Kids. So one of the songs with lots of melodies, great pop punk tune overall. Glad to add it to my collection anyways. Again, Rocket from the Crypt and the Get Up Kids. And this one came out in 2000 on Vagrant and Heroes and Villains Records. Alright, up next I also found this single from the used record bin at the local record store. This one is one of the first singles from local band Gringo Star. And this one's called Arms Stretched Out. And it came out in 2008 on Solutionist Records. One of the first singles from the Atlanta-based band. As you can see, very DIY with this fold-out cover. And the record itself came in on clear green vinyl with the Solutionist labels. Again, one of the very first few singles from Gringo Star. If you watch my videos, you'll be familiar with Gringo Star. Fantastic Atlanta-based band. The song Arms Stretched Out, the side A in this single, it kind of has a little bit of a country type of vibe. Maybe when they were still trying to find their own sound. It's just okay, but the highlight in this single is side B, the song in side B, Black Knight. One of the best songs in their very first album, this one right here, All Y'all. Check it out, the first album from Gringo Star. And it's a song that they still play live and at their shows very often. Definitely a fan favorite. Check it out. If you can find this one, I would definitely pick it up. Again, Gringo Star with Arms Stretched Out. Alright, up next. This one was a really interesting find. When I saw it at the record store, I didn't know what to expect, so I of course bought it. This is Superchunk and Coliseum with a split single. Both Superchunk and Coliseum covering two songs from the Misfits, Horror Business and Bullet. And this one came out apparently in Record Store Day back in 2011 on joint release from Merch Records and Temporary Residence Limited, or TRR, and there was an edition of 2000. Interesting packaging on this one too, with just black vinyl with the standard labels. And in order to see the credits, you have to open the sleeve like this. So you can read the credits right here in the bottom or in the top of the flap right there in the inside of the sleeve. So on one side it says Superchunk and the other one it says Coliseum, and it gives all the credits over there in the top and the bottom. So interesting packaging on this one, of course, coming in from Merch Records and Superchunk. But honestly, when I saw it at the record store, I thought it was just a standard Superchunk single. Maybe from their single from a new song or an old song called Coliseum. I didn't know that Coliseum was another band that they were doing as a split single with Superchunk. And then I took it home and I realized, oh, these are Misfit songs. This is Superchunk and Coliseum. Superchunk did Horror Business and Coliseum did Bullet. Interesting mix. I would never expect Superchunk to cover the Misfits, but it ends out sounding great, and for both of the bands. Two great versions of two great Misfits songs, and glad to add it to my Superchunk collection, of course. And speaking of Superchunk, here's another split single featuring Superchunk. And this one is Superchunk and Y Oak with their split single. This one came out in 2017 on Merch Records. So you get, in one side, you get a Superchunk acoustic song called Break the Glass. And side B, you get Y Oak with an acoustic version of one of their songs called The Louder I Call, The Faster It Runs. Both songs in this single are awesome. I did not know much about the song from White Oak before, but I was familiar with the one from Superchunk. It's one of the best songs from their album that came out back in 2018, What a Time to Be Alive. And the acoustic version is great. But I was surprised with the version or the song from White Oak because I really did not know much about them. But the song is excellent, so I'm gonna try to check out more of their music. All right, up next, this one was another interesting find. This one is The Breeders with Wait in the Car. And this one came out in 2017 on 4AD Records. And I researched this one and Discogs, and apparently there's two versions of this single. There's one with a yellow cover like this one, and a different one with a orange cover. And the vinyl itself, this one came in on really cool yellow vinyl. Of course, the orange version comes on orange vinyl. So I'm gonna try to find that version too. Mainly because it has two different B-sides. So if you buy this one, you get a B-side called Gates of Steel. If you get the orange version, you get a different one. I can't remember which one it was. But this one also came in with a inner sleeve with lyrics for the two songs and some additional artwork. This single came out as a promotional single, I guess, for their album All Nerve. This one right here, which I got on CD when it came out back in 2018. An okay album from The Breeders. It's nothing out of this world. Definitely doesn't match the fantastic sound from their previous records. But anyways, it's an interesting album, and the song Wait in the Car, I think, is the best song in this record. And the B-side, The Gates of Steel, it's just an okay song. I think they could have, I think I understand why they saved it as a B-side in one of their singles. But anyways, glad to add it to my Breeders collection. Alright, then the last two singles that I have to show you in this video are two singles from Oasis. And this first one is called Go Let It Out. And it came out in 2000. This one came out on Big Brother Records. I always loved the artwork from this era of Oasis. From the very underrated Standing on the Shoulder of Giants. Great album from the English band. Again, very, very underrated album. And Go Let It Out is one of the best songs in that record. Here's the back, and this one came in just on standard black vinyl. Go Let It Out, I think a lot of people will know, it was the main single from that album. But the highlight for me in this one was the B-side in this record, in this single. It's a song called Let's All Make Believe. A beautiful, beautiful ballad sung by Liam Gallagher. An awesome vocal performance from Liam. I think it was included in some of the compilations. I could be wrong, but a great, great track. A fantastic song. I think it may be even better than the A-side or the single Go Let It Out. But anyways, glad to add it to my Oasis collection. I thought that these ones would be kind of hard to find. When I saw it at the record store, of course I picked it up. But they must have pressed millions of these singles when they came out back in the early 2000s, and even the other ones from the 90s. So I think these ones are not really that hard to find. But anyways, I also found this one from Oasis. And this one's called Stand By Me. Came out in 1997 on Creation Records. And this one I found sealed. And for now, I'm still gonna keep it sealed. And this one has Stand By Me, of course, and the B-side is a song called I Got the Fever. But yeah, I'm gonna keep it sealed for now for my sealed record collection. I may eventually open it and listen to it, but for now you can still find it on Spotify, which made me realize that Oasis has a lot of compilation records out, but they could really use another B-side compilation album. I know that they have the master plan with a lot of the singles that came out before 1998, but they don't have another one with the unreleased tracks that came out after 1998. And even this one that has the B-side I Got the Fever, I don't think it was included in the master plan. You can still find all the B-sides or the unreleased tracks in Spotify and other streaming services, but they're a little bit of a mess. They're kind of hard to find. You have to go dig into the specific single. they could really use another compilation with just the B-sides, with all the extra material that wasn't released in the studio albums and was released in the singles. But either way, again, I don't think this one is that rare. Again, they pressed millions of these ones when they came out. Cool track from Oasis. Again, this one's called Stand By Me. And that's it for my video, VC. I hope you enjoyed this 7-inch single update. I'll try to be back soon with another update video in the near future. I'll see you in the next one, and take care. Bye-bye.